going up?
Well, I was just gonna say, like, I mean, we kind of worked some stuff out. I don't want to, like, just start adding all these new things in now that we're in the studio. You know, I mean, like, stuff that we've kind of already gone through.
Well, that part was up in the air. I was doing before I was doing a slide down.
Yeah. You know, we've done, like, this song, like, 6 months ago or something. So it's like, now, all of a sudden, it's like new, so it's like...
Well, it's like one note, I mean. If you don't want it, but I mean, I think it's cool, but I mean, I don't really... If you don't like it, then...
The one thing, though, is that Derek did assume the responsibility of being the producer, so as far as I was concerned, any conflict between him and Cohn was between him and Cohn. So there's a million times they'd get going, and I'd just be like, you know what, I'm going to go get a coffee, because, you know, I'm not getting involved, right? You know, I'm not getting the credit on the producer side. It's your problem.
It's never been resolved yet. No, I mean, it is what it is now. It's kind of, it worked out for the best, I think.
You know, I mean, in the end, it all comes down to that we both just want to do what's best for the music, and we want to take it and make it the best we can. So, I mean, it's a healthy argument.
Well, I can't believe it's all gone. Both those bottles?
Yeah, both. And 24.
And the beer's gone too, huh?
24 of them.
Well, that's over. Yeah, I know.
That's over 2 days. Yeah.
Tuesday.
All right, well, whatever. That 2 days, 24 beers, big deal. You know,
240.
bunch of guys here.
All our buddies going by, we grabs 2 on the way out.
I think I had 4 beers yesterday and at least 4 or 5 the day before, so, all right, fine, I drank half.
Steve and Cohn were done so fast, and then it was just me doing guitars and keyboards and pianos and whatever, vocals, whatever else I had to do. I do turn to the piano a lot to write on. Even I'm really not a very good piano player at all, but if I play something on a piano, it does something different to me. I hear it in a different way, even if it's the exact same thing that I played on a guitar. If I played on a piano, all of a sudden I have a completely different vision or different ideas for it. So I use that as a tool mostly, and that's why I learned how to play piano, at least enough that I can get by. Hi. I just want to come in and hear some stuff. You know, I don't really know how people do it. I don't know how I do it, but it really comes from just having a good memory. Like, if I hear a certain guitar, I'll remember that sound for the rest of my life. And if I'm in a situation, I'll know exactly what guitar to get. If I've heard it before, I'll say, okay, I know this is going to sound like that through this amp. For whatever reason, a certain guitar with a certain, even just a different paint or something like that, will have a different sound and it's got a different attitude. I really care more about the character of all these instruments. It's not necessarily like what sounds the best and what's the cleanest sound and what's the biggest sound. I always look for equipment that just has an attitude that you know, stands out above everything else.
That's great.
Yeah, it sounds cool here.
That's cool.
That was easy.
Oh, even Dimple likes it.
Derek's definitely he gets Mix magazine now, so he's a huge gearhead. He in the studio he's buying, you know, new pieces of gear that I'd never even heard of. Every single day there was a new piece of gear showing up, a new guitar that he's buying. Guys must have, you know, 50 guitars now that he's bought in the past year.
Once you get into the guitar world, it's like, that's another reason why I go away, because it's like, you know, you turn this and just a fraction of a knob squeeze to the left, and I can't handle it. It's too much.
sometimes it takes you like 5 different tries, and you try out a few different guitars. Some are close to each other, and you just kind of A/B. And if you really care about the attitude of the record, then you'll go through all those things to really try to find out what you're what you're hearing in your head.
Check them out.
Sure. Although the process of recording and writing was really fluid, it seemed like there was really, we didn't know when it was going to end. We just knew it would end when it was right.
Everyone has their own favorite album that we've done. But this one is definitely different, and I think this one's kind of special for us. Mostly because of the lyrics, really. I mean, the music I think is great and everything, but I think it's just the lyrics went a lot deeper than we ever have before.
I think we're back to where we maybe should have been after All Killer. It's like we sort of, but every band goes through that thing where you start questioning your own success, and you don't, we're still like 20 or whatever when that happened, so you're still unsure of who you are and what you're doing. So I think we went through this little area where we weren't sure what we were doing or who we are, what we wanted to do, and I think now we've sort of found ourselves again, and it shows on the record.
Surprisingly, not one single thing ever went wrong, which is the first time that's ever happened, because normally things go wrong all the time in the studio, but it was so smooth. It was almost too smooth. But we were just so rehearsed, and we knew exactly what we wanted to do, and there was such a clear vision on this album.